Hi, everybody. My name is John DePietro,
And I'm Bob Zagami with the Camper Report Show.
and I'm going to talk in this episode to Walt Burns from EasyCare about supplemental preventive maintenance so that you can travel with peace of mind.
Great. And I've got an interview with a new RV company, Obi Campers, and they are ruggedized campers for the outdoors, kind of on the Outlander theme. It's going to be very interesting to hear about the company and the products that they're bringing to the marketplace.
Plus, all the news of the day that we get. Where do we get our news, Bob?
RV Business Magazine and Woodall's Campground Magazine, courtesy of Rick Kessler and Ben Quiggle.
And all of that, plus more, coming up right here. Where?
On the Camper Report Show.
Stay with us, everybody. And welcome back to the Camper Report Show. My name is John DePietro. His name is Bob Zagami, and it's the news section. Bob, this is a real thick news section. Remember the newspapers used to be real thick on Sundays? Well, this is a real thick news section. And, we just got back from Las Vegas from the RVDA convention, and there was so much going on there. And, we're going to get into that in just a minute. But first, one of the things that we want to talk about is one of the biggest component companies in the RV industry, Lippert Components, LCI, has just made a major purchase. Could you talk briefly about that, please?
Yeah, we should say another major purchase. It seems like once or twice a year, Jason Lippert finds another company to buy and incorporate them under the Lippert umbrella. This time he just recently purchased Way Interglobal Network, which is a name that the consumers would not necessarily know. They are a distributor of RV appliances in the industry. And in fact, they were a Lippert competitor to their Furrion product line. So Lippert has purchased the company, and the gem in the deal is Way Interglobal has just finished building. Literally, they had a grand opening a couple of months ago. I think actually during open house, and they just finished building a 1.6 million square foot warehouse. I mean,
it's a big building.
Yeah, you can't miss it when you go down the county roads in Elkhart. That's an amazing when you stop to think about your local Amazon and how people complain about every time they build a warehouse. Those warehouses, for the most part, are in the 200 to 300,000 square foot range. So you're talking about five of them, five of them under one place. They have two product lines, Everchill and Greystone, which people may have in their RVs. Those two product lines now will come under the Furrion brand name as they expand their appliance offerings to consumers.
Yep. Interesting. One name that does ring a bell with consumers, travelers, whether they have an RV or not, is our friends at KOA. And they're in the midst of celebrating their 60th anniversary. And as we speak, are in the midst of their convention. So talk about some of the 60th anniversary events that KOA
it actually opened last night up in Orlando, Florida, which I'm going to go up tomorrow to try to do some videos. Their Expo just opened up this afternoon. This morning they had their business meeting, and they presented the awards, and the two most prestigious awards for campgrounds are the Founders Award and the President's Award. If you go to the KOA site, you can see all of the states listed where they have them. But I think the most important thing when you look at KOA is it's probably one of the hottest companies certainly in the outdoor hospitality space. They were rated #1 by Franchise Magazine just earlier this year, the #1 franchise in the country, regardless of the industry. And in Toby O'Rourke's keynote this morning to the attendees, she noted that there were 48 new owners of campgrounds, and they've got over 500 campgrounds. So that's almost 10% of new owners that moved into the system last year. And there were actually, that was 2021, 41 new owners in 2022. And they have 27 new KOAs in the development stage, and 6 new build contract, what they call a new build contract, have already been signed. So 6 of those 27 have already got shovels in the ground, and they're on fire. They're on fire, and it's a name that people in the industry know and respect.
Well, and not just in the campground industry, but because of their franchise model, it's attractive to people who are not campers. A lot of times people that own campgrounds, traditional campgrounds, are people that used to be campers, and they said, wow, this is fun, I'll own one. But these are people coming in from other occupations and big money investors that are coming into the industry right now.
Well,
so that's that.
Speaking about investors, it's kind of interesting because most people probably don't know this little tidbit. KOA is owned by one individual. His name is Oscar Tang. He's been the owner forever and ever. He actually was at the event today and gave a small speech. And he said the thing that he loves about it, he says, this is a very wholesome business. We provide opportunities for families to travel the great country and connect with other people. Can't say it any better than that.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
He's grown one hell of a company.
And speaking of traveling, to go to a KOA, you have to buy your RV at an RV dealer. And our friends from RV Business just put out their top 50 dealer awards. And talk a little bit about how are those awards, how do they come about figuring out who wins those?
Well, it's a pretty stringent competition. It's been out there now for, I think, over 10 years. Dealerships have to fill out a questionnaire and provide documentation for an independent committee that evaluates them on several aspects of their business operations. And each year they award the top 50 dealerships in the country. And that's, again, kind of a nice award to have up on your wall when people come in and they look and see that you are one of the 50 best RV dealers in the country. And there are some special awards that they give out within that grouping also. So it's something to look for, and certainly most of the companies that get the top 50 award have it on their website, have it on their business cards. But
kind
that
like
means
the good housekeeping seal of
that those are dealerships that have really made significant investments back into their operations, into their people, into the product line. So they are the first class dealers, that's for sure.
Yep. And speaking of first class, our friends at RV Business have also just announced the RV of the year, and that comes by way of our friends at Winnebago with the Hike. And a little bit different. Talk about that.
Yeah, the Winnebago Hike 100 FLX. And this is one of those products that would fall into or add the Outlander type of ability to traditional RVs. And what I find interesting, and they are the RV of the year of all the products that are out there. So congratulations to Winnebago and Joel Everline and Adam Christopherson, who are the managers of the towables division. It's a hot product, but there's others out there that are now what we might call ruggedized RVs. And I think there's a part that a lot of people might be missing in this language of Outlander. They weren't necessarily always in the RV business. They were the people that were always off grid. They were always boondocking. They spent a lot of money on rigs to change the water systems, to change suspensions. They made a lot of modifications to existing RVs because we didn't have the products that they needed in the marketplace. The RV industry is recognizing that, and many companies are coming out with rugged RVs. And I think in addition to the people who want these for off-grid camping and boondocking, I think you're going to find a lot of traditional RVers buying them because just the concept of a rugged RV connotates that it's probably got better components, more structure, more support for the off-road. So I suspect that we're going to see a lot of people buy ruggedized RVs who never leave the highway and never leave the campground. Could be dead wrong. I've been wrong before, but I just see people looking at these saying, wow, this thing is really built well. Not that the others aren't, but there's another category coming in here. And we
people that don't want the KOA, that don't want the amenities. Right. They want to be out, with solar and big water tanks and all that other stuff. And even if you're not correct, you've invented a new word, ruggedized.
Yep.
A whole new category of RVs, ruggedized RVs. And speaking of RVs, our friends at the RVers TV show, believe it or not, are entering their 4th season. And I know that they are having more and more success in getting it to the public without having to just wait for it to be on TV. You'll be able to subscribe directly to it now.
Yeah, we had Anthony Nally on, the producer of the show, and they also are, as fourth season. It's streaming. It actually starts, I think, this Saturday, and it's always a good show. It's a very well produced show. It's got a good following, and you can also go back and buy the first 3 seasons on DVDs or stream them also. So that's something else for people to look at and see what's there. Yeah.
Yep. And they're professional people on TV. Now, if there are amateurs on TV, they may have applied to be on this new reality show called RV Unplugged that's produced by our friends at the NRVTA, the National RV Training Academy. This is a very unique thing. I think there's 9 episodes, Bob, starting.
It's 9 episodes, kind of over like they're going to film it over a 2-week period, turn it into a 9-week show. It's an online reality show, and they're going to be competing in the outdoors. And I find it's interesting because the couples that they are having on the show are known influencers. People will recognize their name, and we got some friends on there.
Yeah, Mike and Susan were just on just a couple weeks ago.
Right, and they're also part of, they're also spokespersons for the RV Life Network, which our show is on. But if you've heard of Irene Iron Travels, if you've heard of Turn It Up World, RV blogger, of course, Mike and Susan, Grateful Camper, The Venturesome Couple, New State Nomads, and Our Everyday Getaway, and Miller's in Motion. So you got all those people who are going to be competing in the outdoors to see
$10,000.
$10,000. It's a lot of money. So it's going to be an interesting show. We'll have a lot more. This just broke this week. We'll have a lot more on it as we get closer to the production time. I think they're scheduled to go live on March 1st. Yeah, scheduled for release starting March 1st. So it'll be 9 weekly episodes, including additional videos and background information. So kudos to NRVTA and Todd Henson, Stephanie Henson over there, and
putting that
Tony
together.
Fleming. Yeah, I want to say Tony Fleming, the marketing gentleman who actually came up with the idea and put this whole thing together. And it's not something you would typically expect in the RV industry. So it's going to have a whole nother draw. And I think you're going to see a lot of younger people that are looking to be, that Gen Z that, wants to be off the grid, wants to show that they can, live without the campground type of thing. That's going to be an interesting part of the show.
All part of the show. And speaking of the show, we just came back, as I said at the start of this news segment, from the RVDA International Convention. Give me a 30-second wrap of what you saw new there and trending. New and trending. That's how they say on TV. New and trending. Well,
this is a trade show for RV dealers nationwide. So we have about 3,000 dealers, 2,500 to 3,000 dealers in the country. We had over 300 in attendance. And again, those are the cream of the crop. Those are the dealers that want to go. It's an educational conference. So there's a lot of education, training, resource materials, a lot of networking with them. And they increased the attendance by 50% this year. They had 1,200 people last year at this conference, and it's every week and every year in November in Las Vegas. They had 1,800 dealers there this year, and we all attributed that to the fact that the glory years of the COVID environment where they were selling everything that was on the lot, those are over. We're going to go back to a normalization. I saw a quote from Mike Happy today. I think CEO of Winnebago. We're all convinced that you're going to go back to 2019 levels, and that's not bad. That was a great
not bad at all.
The third or fourth best year in history. So I think that the big takeaway was the attitude and optimism of the dealers, despite the economic challenges that a lot of the consumers are facing. Their business is hot right now. They have full inventory. There's a lot of people, and the prices are starting to drop. So as the inflation and the gas prices go up, the price of the RVs go down. So there's significant financing terms, and probably hasn't been a better time this year to go out and buy it. And lot of the products that are there are products that help them enhance their business operations. We did see one new manufacturer of a ruggedized RV that came out of the original design came out of South Africa, where they were building the RVs for the military, thus the ruggedized version. Nate Hobbs, and he's the new chairman of the board for Hilltop RV, and he's the chairman of the board, and is replacing Mike Pero, and so there's a shift there, and they added a couple of new board members this year, and it's a very powerful board. Yeah,
but very optimistic. That was the thing that I took away.
Yeah,
from
very much so. Yeah.
So
and the rooms were full. The rooms, more people than they expected. They did not expect 1,800. That surprised them.
Yeah. So anyway, that's the story on all the news. Lots of news.
Let me throw one more in. You know, we could do a 2-hour show just on the news this week. It seems like everybody got their news out. We just got word the Outdoor Recreation Roundtable has issued their annual report, and that's a roundtable of various manufacturers that cater to the outdoor industry. The RV associations, the boating associations, the motorcycle, the power sports, hiking, anything in the outdoors. The outdoor recreation industry right now is $862 billion. This is just released new government data. 862 billion in economic output, and it counts for 4.5 million jobs. And that means the outdoor recreation economy contributes more to the U.S. economy than oil and gas extraction, mining, and agriculture. And it's 1.9% of the gross domestic product. We, besides all the things that we're doing in the RV industry and how hot the KOAs are and how hot our dealers are, we're part of a gigantic explosion of interest in the outdoor world. Yeah,
exactly. So we want to thank you for all that information. Actually, thank our friends at RV Business in Woodalls, and let you know that you are watching the Camper Report Show. Stay with us.
Welcome back to the Camper Report Show, everybody. And as you can see, I am still in Las Vegas. We're filming in Las Vegas at the RVDA International Convention. And I came across a new company that's new to our industry that's looking for dealers. And Vince, you're one of the owners.
Yep.
And tell us a little bit about how this company goes. It's a great looking product.
Thank you.
And you can tell right away it's a very rugged product. This is cool. This is not a tinker toy.
No, it's not. It's very built for the off-road. One of the owners, me and Vincent, the other Vincent is my dad. We actually used to build and fabricate custom trailers already. And we're like, we need to get into something that's a little bit more exciting. Yep. So we started looking for companies, and we found Conquer, and they're out of South Africa for about 35 years. They built them for the military, and the guys loved them so much, they just became a camper company after that. Started retailing them out. So we have a UAV 490, that's the original model. That's the OG model. Then you have our UAV 14 here. That is the new American model, really fitting for small families that love to go off-roading or actually anywhere. You know, when you buy an off-road camper, if it can do off-road, it can do on-road.
Right.
So it's
the on-road is the easy part, right?
Yeah, it's all about the quality.
You know, you're hitting the market at an incredible time, though, because there's such a movement towards the boondocking, the off-the-grid. But the real outlanders that weren't really necessarily always part of the RV industry, but they're now coming into it because they see the overlap. And the new generation, they don't want to spend 7 days in a campground telling war stories at night.
Exactly.
They want
to be
out. Get this and go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. And that's you hit the mark right there. Everything here is meant to really be off-road, off-grid, 100%. So the cost on this the cost of this right here is about the range. It's about 68 to 72,000 for this guy right here. Depending on, these are like a very limited edition right here. This is exclusive right now. We're looking at the 14 to be in this size range. We actually just built a 19. It's the first one in the U.S. So that's going to be very cool. But yeah, we have all of the original. We stay on the everything's metal. We try to build everything. We're slowly getting out of that wood material on the inside. Yep. So we're always working towards everything being metal and aluminum. And
so how long have you had your company in business?
In Arizona.
And how are you marketing the product?
In Arizona, we've had it for about 18 months now. Conqueror's been around for 35 years and out of country. And we're marketing the product mostly through our community. A lot of people really believe in this Conqueror brand, including us, and that's why we were like, we need to get this to the U.S.
Word of mouth.
Yeah.
That's a good way to start.
Yeah.
And people that buy something like this are going to tell you, they know the other people that you buy.
Exactly. And we do the YouTube videos, showing the camper, doing upgrades, all that stuff. So we try to market as much as we can, but I think word of mouth and just true, honest feedback from the campers is what keeps the brand, really going.
Okay, but at some point, as you grow the company, I understand you got a couple of dealers now.
Yeah.
You were at a dealer convention, so what you're saying to our industry and the dealers we've got something new and different that could bring more and a different type of customer into your lot.
Yeah, all day. Like the people that are into this are awesome people. I've never ran into someone that's into that off-road, but that's not like a really good person. They usually know just as much as me on the camper before I even meet them. So it's actually a really good niche to be into, and it's a new product. You don't even have to be really into off-road to get an off-road camper, like I said. It's perfect. But yeah, tons of advertising. People are just all over this product.
The thing that I like and that caught my attention is, yes, the Outlanders, they understand this, and they're getting closer to our industry, so they get a broader audience. With, we sold a million RVs in the last 2 years, and 50% of them went to first-timers that never owned an RV. But some of those groups that have been buying traditional, regular type of trailers and motorhomes, they look at this and they say, quality, the construction, the endurability of it, and where they're going to go camping, and they can maybe only take one trip a year up boondocking or out into the mountains and do something like that. So they get their RV, but they get this extended capability.
Yeah.
So you have the ability to draw from both spectrums of the market.
Both sides, exactly. And that's a good thing. Like, it is a niche, but it's not. It's very universal to anyone that's looking to, be outdoors with their kids.
Well, it's ruggedized. It does everything the other. Tell us a little bit about the interior and what you offer on the interior.
The interior for, the UV14 model, you got obviously shower, bathroom, water heater, it's Truma. It's a combi unit, so it has the furnace also.
Well-respected.
Yeah, very good unit. We have an under the bunk AC unit. It's an HV 9000, so it's 9,000 BTU. Solar on top, 300 watt solar on top, 2,000 watt inverter, and that's all energy. We will be making a Victron upgrade. It's very cool. It's going to have an onboard generator, all that stuff. That's soon to come. But it has. Basically, the whole system's 12 volt. The only thing you need shoreline power for is the AC unit at the moment. The kick-up is a little bit too much for just the 12 volt. But it's fully packaged in there. All aluminum countertops, aluminum bandings, all of that. So,
okay, we'll put your website down below, and we'll put some pictures and what have you on this, and we'll let you know. But for our fans out there, this is something that's very unique. Something that you want to take a look at if you really you're going to be spending a lot more time outside. Vince, thank you very much. Hope it's been a great show for you. I wish you the best of luck, and I really am impressed with what you have.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I love it.
Mike here from RV Blogger. Don't waste hundreds of dollars on an external GPS for your RV. All you need to do is download the RV Life app right onto your phone. This app is so cool. It has RV GPS built right into it. So you can load all the specific measurements and weights for your RV. It'll give you directions safe for your RV to follow. And by the way, if you have RV Trip Wizard, directions for your trips upload into this GPS automatically.
Hey everybody, it's John DePietro. I am in Las Vegas, Nevada. We are at the RVDA convention. And who do I bump into? One of the first people that I see is our friend from New England, Walt Burns from EasyCare. And Walter, first of all, welcome to a show about you.
I'm very excited, honored, embarrassed.
Okay, so you see the name EasyCare, but it really doesn't say what you do. Tell us what you do and why RVers should invest, not buy your product, but invest in the service that you provide.
A great way to describe that, John. And it really, the short story is that we've got so many retail dealers offering our benefits and services throughout the United States that it's a compelling case where when you look at how much consumers are investing in purchasing their recreational vehicles and really the short duration of the factory warranty, there's a lot of exposure that their customers have from mechanical repairs, not to mention those emergency roadside assistance events, or I'm stuck at the road, or I need help at a campsite. So we are very grateful to work with and offering those products and services that really help that customer have the best experience in their RV, repair it with our extended service contract, or get them back on the road if there's an emergency roadside assistance event.
Okay, so it's really a multifaceted product.
It is.
Okay, and you can't go to a website and buy it. You have to buy it through your local RV dealership.
We do. We're very passionate about the dealers.
When you're buying your unit. You
Absolutely.
Can't walk in off the street and buy it, can you?
We do have sometimes the customers will go in and say, listen, I've had a good experience with EasyCare. It was a good fit for my budget. And dealers will reach out to us on occasion and say, hey, listen, can I sign up with EasyCare? But most of the time we've got a large network of dealers in the United States, so we can find someone.
Okay. So if you go to your dealer and you've decided on what RV you're going to buy, and they don't mention it to you, you should say, hey, you have the EasyCare plan, right?
100%. It's just one phone call away.
Okay. Let me try to do some logic here. You're going to spend $100, $150, $200, $300,000, okay? And in the last 2 years, 50% of the new RV buyers were first-time buyers.
Thank you.
Okay? So you're going to come across stuff either on the highway or because of the highway, which are not in good shape, that something is going to malfunction. You're kind of like, I hate to say the word insurance, but reassurance isn't that a better word?
It is. That's a perfect example. And John, you're spot on as far as the first-time buyers. For one small benefit that's also included in our extended service contract, as an example, is a technical assistance hotline. So people can't remember, now how do I turn that off or slide that in or slide out? We're available 24/7 to help those less experienced campers.
Okay, because if you're from New England and all of a sudden you're in middle of upstate New York and something goes wrong, and it's 9 o'clock on a Sunday
Dealership's
night.
closed.
The dealership's closed, and
we're
they
there.
call you. Ballpark pricing. When you're going to spend that $100,000, how much more are you adding to your product?
It's really from a monthly standpoint. It's very affordable when you talk about financing the vehicle, the recreational vehicle at the dealership. But generally speaking, somewhere about 5 to 8% of the purchase price of the RV. So the purchase price of the recreational vehicle, the motorhome or towable, drives the cost of the extended service contract coverage.
Yep. Okay. So you're not really going to notice it in the monthly payments.
It's literally a cup of coffee a day.
But you will notice it when you see some yellow, red lights come on the dashboard.
Thank you. And to compound that, the fact that parts and labor at our dealerships are going up literally every day.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Why not give it a peace of mind?
EasyCare is the name, okay? You want to ask for it at your dealership. When you're looking, one of the things you really want to look for is that product
without a doubt
availability.
And the level of coverage to provide the peace of mind. So you're spot on, John.
There we go. EasyCare, look for it, and have a great day.